Meanwhile, at the Graham High School in the courtyard, Tamara is by the pond thinking. Amanda came and sat with her, and Tamara saw her. I didn't know whether or not you're gonna show up. Neither did I, but here we are, so what is it? I think it's time you and I have a chat about... I want us to clear the air. Meanwhile, at the Rancho Vista Rich Manor in the living room, Daniel's looking at the window. And as Jeremy came in and saw what Daniel was doing. Mate, how'd it go? And as Daniel turned and saw Jeremy there, did she say yes? That would be the case now, would it? And as Daniel came to where Jeremy is, so it's the problem. I'll give you one guess. Her name is Tamara. Meanwhile, at the Grand Empire in the recording studio, Josh was finished singing. And as he took his headphones off and put it on the table, and as he got up and went and left the room, into the other room where Ashley and John is. Did we mention how proud we are to have you as a grandson? And as Joshua came to where John and Ashley is, it was nothing. Come now, don't be daft. It was spot on and you know it. Which leads to the question, have you thought about doing a solo singing career? Meanwhile, at Michelle and David's house in the living room, David's finished vacuuming the floor. And as Michelle came in, and David saw and turned the vacuum off. I don't know what she's playing at, but she's messed with the wrong one. Our son is nowhere to be found. Kristen told you she does, which I don't buy for one damn second when I saw her in Nate's second face. I tell you, I'm gonna find our son no matter what. Meanwhile, at the Hollywood Cider Club in the back office, Kristen is waiting. So Nate came in, and Kristen saw. I've been waiting for you. Wait no more. You know, it really feels good being with you and all, and I don't want it to end, ever. And as they begin making out with each other. Meanwhile, at the Graham High School in the courtyard area, Amanda and Tamara are talking. Is this gonna be long? Cause Daniel was in the midst of proposing to me. Oh, I didn't realize how serious. Look, you didn't call me here to talk about my life now, did you? Okay, I want to apologize for what I'm trying. You mean by breaking Daniel and me up? I admit, I was jealous of you and Daniel. Why? I thought you and CJ was solid. Wrong. In fact, he's broke up with me. Meanwhile, at the Rancho Vista Rich Manor in the living room, Daniel and Jeremy are talking. You really think Tamara's still into you? I honestly don't know what she's thinking, man. Especially last year, by sending a text with yeah. I was wondering what was that about. Tamara and I dated back in high school, till my senior year began last year. Dude, I don't have to be the genius to say she may still be carrying a torch for you. Meanwhile, at the Grand Empire outside the recording studio, Ashley, John, and Joshua are talking. You two been asking me that same question since I sung in the 2004-2005 Christmas musical. Yet, we're still waiting on an answer. Look, I want to do this more than you know than what's stopping you. Really? You don't think I wasn't expecting you to encourage? Let me stop you there. Don't let my background stop you from accomplishing your dreams. Make it come to pass. Meanwhile, at Michelle and David's house in the living room, Michelle and David are talking. Honey, you're gonna drive yourself completely. But really? I need you to be on my side in this. You know I got your back. Then step up and be the man I can count on. And if someone knocks on the door, let me get that. And as David heads towards the door, and arrived and got it. And it's Matt. Matt. Is this a bad time? Of course not. Come in. And as Matt came in, and as David closed the door, and as he led Matt to the living room, and Michelle saw. So, what brings you by? I'm gonna get straight to the point. How does it feel to be reunited with your son? What are you on about? I think it's rather strange that you suddenly outed Michael at Karen and Bradley's wedding reception as your son. Look, I know the lad a long time, and something doesn't match at all about this revelation you spoke of. Meanwhile, at the Hollywood Cider Club in the back office, Kristen and Nate are still making out. And as they pull away, I have an idea. Oh yeah? What is it? When my divorce with Michael is finalized, I'm planning to file sole custody of my daughter. You know, my family has the best lawyers in the planet, and with my help, Michael don't stand a chance. Meanwhile, in the front area, Jeff and Tyler came in talking. What are you gonna do about your plea hearing? Our brother told us not to worry, as long as I stay away, which I hope Nate's doing the same thing regarding our sister. And as Jeff and Tyler head towards the back office, on the word that Kristen and Nate are inside. Meanwhile, at the Graham High School in the courtyard, Tamara and Amanda are talking. I'm sorry about that. CJ would come around. I tried the other day and nothing's changed. Look, I want you and I to be mates, starting new. If you really mean by that, then I don't see why not. Look, I don't want to sound desperate and all, you're not. I think what we did is the first step. Keep in mind, you and I have a long road ahead. Meanwhile, at the Rancho Vista Ridge Manor in the living room, Daniel and Jeremy are talking. I guess I can have a chat with her. By the way, how's things going between you and Grace? Grace and I are taking a break at the moment. Oh, that stunt at our mom's wedding? Yeah, we're not broken up. I just told her I need some time to process what happened, but I still love her. I'm pretty certain she feels bad. She does. The thing is, I do trust her. Just not when it comes to our mom. Meanwhile, at the Graham Empire outside the recording studio, Ashley, John, and Joshua are talking. I tell you what, let's draw a contract and see, wouldn't that mean me being a client and all? Nonsense. I mean, you will be a client under the care of us. Okay, I'll do one album and see how things go. All you gotta do is sign this and we go forth. And as Ashley laid the paperwork before her grandson, and as he got the pen, and as he begins signing the paperwork. Meanwhile, at Michelle and David's house in the living room, Michelle, David, and Matt are talking. Look, dude, I don't know what kind of game you would save it. I saw you and Isabella talking, and she told me, did she now? Perhaps she can tell you where he is now. So rather than come and accuse us, keep this in mind. I'm gonna be looking into this very closely. And as Matt turned and went, and left Michelle and David's house. And as David looked at Michelle, what does he mean by that? Meanwhile, at the Hollywood Cider Club in the back office, Kristen and Nate are talking. We are the dream team, aren't we? Of course we are. There's nothing I wouldn't do for you. Look, you don't have to worry about Jeff, Tyler, Scott, or even my dad with the matter. Not to worry. I can handle them. Meanwhile, outside the office, Tyler and Jeff are approaching to it. To Tyler stopped Jeff. What is it? Something's not right, and I think you know what I mean. Meanwhile, back in the office, Kristen and Nate are talking. Why don't I show you why you're the only woman made for me? You know, I kind of like it when you say it's true. You're the most beautiful woman that's laid before me. Now, why don't we start making out here? You speaking my language. And as Kristen and Nate begin making out, just as Tyler and Jeff came in, and is surprised by what they saw, and they're not happy about it.